Hello everyone, welcome to our geography classes. Today we are going to begin chapter 2, Shaping of the Earth's Surface. And this is one of the most interesting chapters because it explains how our Earth has been changing continuously for millions of years. The mountains we see today, the deep valleys, the vast plains, the oceans, and even the continents were not always the same. They have been formed slowly by powerful natural forces working both inside and outside the Earth. By the end of this chapter, you will understand why earthquakes occur, why volcanoes erupt, how mountains are formed, and why the Earth's surface is always changing. So before we start, let us imagine the Earth as a living and dynamic planet. Although the Earth around us looks stable and permanent, it is actually changing every single day. These changes are usually very slow, so we cannot notice them in our lifetime. However, over millions of years, even a tiny movement can completely change the shape of the Earth. Some forces work deep inside the Earth, while others work on the surface. Together, these forces create new landforms and destroy old ones. This is why the Earth is called a dynamic planet. The chapter begins with an important question. What shapes the Earth's surfaces? The Earth's surface is shaped by two major types of forces. The first are internal forces, also called intergenic forces. These forces originate deep inside the Earth because of the heat and energy present in its interior. Internal forces are responsible for earthquakes, volcano eruptions, and the formation of mountains. The second are external forces, also called exogenic forces. These forces work on the Earth's surface and includes rivers, rains, wind, glaciers, sea waves, and changes in temperature. While internal forces build up the land, external forces slowly wears it down through weathering, erosion, and deposition. Both types of forces work continuously, giving the Earth its shapes. The next important question is about plate tectonics. Plate tectonics is one of the most important theories in geography because it explains many natural phenomena that occur on Earth. This theory was proposed by W.J. Morgan. According to this theory, the Earth's outermost layer, known as the lithosphere, is not one single solid piece. Instead, it is divided into many large and small pieces called tectonic plates. These plates are like giant pieces of jigsaw puzzle that fit together to cover the entire Earth. These tectonic plates do not remain fixed. They float over a hot, semi-molten layer of rock called mantle. Because of this intense heat inside the Earth, the material in the mantle moves slowly, carrying the plate along with it. The movement is extremely slow, usually only a few centimeters every year. Although this movement is too slow for us to notice, over millions of years it changes the Earth's surface dramatically. It is this slow movement that creates mountains, open oceans, changes the position of continents, and causes earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. When tectonic plates move towards each other, they collide. This collision pushes the Earth's crust upward, forming huge mountain ranges. The famous example is the Himalayas, which are still rising because the Indian plate continues to collide with the Eurasia planet. Sometimes one plate moves beneath another in a process called subduction, and this can melt rocks inside the Earth and produce volcanoes. The other plates moves away from each other, allowing magma to rise and create new ocean floors. Plates can also slide past each other, causing friction that suddenly releases energy in the form of earthquakes. Thus, almost every major geological event is connected to the movement of tectonic plates. The chapter also asks another important question: how are landforms formed and classified? A landform is any natural feature formed on Earth's surface. There are many different types of landforms, including mountains, plateaus, plains, valleys, deserts, hills, and coastal areas. These landforms are not made by humans. They are formed naturally through various geological processes. Some are created by the movement of tectonic plates, while others are shaped by wearing, erosion, and deposition. Rivers cut deep valleys, glaciers curve U-shaped valleys, wind-shaped deserts, and sea waves create beaches and cliffs. Over thousands and millions of years, these processes transform the Earth's landscape. Weathering is the process in which rocks breaks down into smaller pieces because of changes in temperature, water, plants, and chemical reaction. Erosion is the movement of these broken rocks particles by river, wind, glacier, or sea waves. Deposition happens when these materials are dropped in a new place, forming new landforms such as floodplains, deltas, and sand dunes. These three processes constantly reshape the Earth's surface. The chapter then explains how humans and other living organisms are connected with landforms. Landforms are not just physical features. They support life on the Earth. Mountains are the source of many rivers and are rich in forest and wildlife. Plains have fertile soil and are ideal for farming, so they are densely populated. Plateaus are rich in minerals, making them important for mining and industries. Coastal regions provide opportunity for fishing, tourism, and international trade through ports. Different landforms influence the climate, vegetation, occupation, transport, and even the culture of the people living there. Therefore, understanding landforms also help us understand human life. The chapter also discusses natural disasters associated with the different landforms. Since the Earth is constantly changing, some natural events can become dangerous. Earthquakes occur when tectonic plates suddenly move and release stored energy. Volcanoes erupt when molten rock, ash, and gases escape from the Earth's interior. Heavy rainfall in mountainous regions may trigger landslide, while floods occur when rivers overflow after excessive rain. Underwater earthquakes can generate powerful sea waves called tsunami, which cause severe destruction along coastal areas. These disasters can damage homes, roads, bridges, crops, forests, and even lead to the loss of human lives. By studying geography and understanding these natural processes, people can prepare better and reduce the impact of such disasters. Now let us understand the side box of landforms. A landform is any natural feature found on Earth's surface. These features are formed naturally over long periods by internal and external forces. Mountains are high elevations formed mainly by tectonic activity. Valleys are low area between hills or mountains, often shaped by river or glaciers. Plateaus are elevated, flat lands, while plains are broad, flat regions suitable for agriculture. Deserts receive very less amount of rainfall, are shaped mainly by wind. Coastal landforms are created by the action of sea waves along the shoreline. Each landform has its own characteristics and plays an important role in supporting ecosystem and human activities. One important idea to remember throughout this chapter is that Earth is always changing. The changes may be very slow, but they never stop. Mountains continue to rise, rivers continue to carve valleys, coastline continue to change, and tectonic plates continue to move beneath our feet. Even today, Earth's surface is being reshaped every moment by natural forces. Understanding these concepts not only improve our knowledge of geography but also help us appreciate the powerful forces that continue to shape the Earth even today. We'll meet in the next video for the next